Hey guys, welcome to Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets here on Facebook Live. Every Wednesday at 10:45, I'm here live for you to answer your questions about how to get fit and lose weight. In fact, the big question I try to answer is this: how do you lose weight while still feeling great without cheating by taking dangerous supplements, drugs, or undergoing surgeries that could really hurt us? And how do we sort through all of the confusing information out there when it comes to how to eat and exercise for fat loss? So that's the big question. This Facebook Live session will provide the answers for you. That said, what I would like for you to do is, as you're listening today, if something comes up for you, if you feel stuck in any way at all, what I'd like for you to do is to go below in the comment section and ask me your question. And I will help you get unstuck so that I can take you from where you are right now to where it is you want to go in terms of your fitness and fat loss, okay? So, if you've been tuning in ordinarily, you know that there's a certain format, and usually someone else right here sitting next to me, William. William this week is gone. He's down in West Palm Beach, Florida, soaking in the rays, and he's attending Tony Robbins' Business Mastery course. So I'm sure it's going fantastic for William, but we will miss him today as we go through our Facebook Live session. So that's it. One other thing I would like for you to do for me as we go through today's Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets episode is, if you gain any value at all out of this episode, I would like for you to please like and share this episode so we can spread the word, okay? So the basic format of today's episode is going to be this. Initially, I'm going to be talking about, so just so you all know, I guess this too, I'm talking to two different cameras at the same time. Over here, I'm talking to all the Altman Fitness crowd. This is our public-facing Facebook page, and over here, I'm talking to only members. And the way that this goes is, for half the time, for 15 minutes, I'm going to be sharing with you, the public, a couple of ways that you can help you go from where it is you are to where it is you want to go on your fitness and fat loss journey. And then I'm going to say goodbye to you. And then over here, I'm going to focus on members only. And for 15 additional minutes, I'm going to be answering an additional question to serve just you guys, okay? And it's going to be a great one today. That said, what we're going to focus on first, what I have for you guys, is we're going to be talking about rounded shoulders. So one of the things I see in the gym all the time is people walking around, and if I turn sideways, and you might be sitting in a chair right now, if you are, just kind of see, where are your shoulders? Are they sitting forward, or are you sitting up nice and tall and the shoulders back and down from the ears? And so what I thought I would do is I want to share with you two different exercises that will serve you in getting rid of rounded shoulder syndrome. All right, so I'm going to back up here. The first exercise is going to be a bent over rear delt raise. And for this version, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to just sitting on a chair, and I have a couple of 8-pound dumbbells here next to me. For this exercise, even if you're a big, strong person, you don't need a lot of weight to execute this exercise correctly. In fact, one of the most common mistakes I see people make is they grab weight that's too heavy, and then they're not using correct form, and then they end up working more up here in the traps or the upper middle back instead of the rear delt. So what we're after, just to be clear, is the rear delt, the rear deltoid, shoulder muscles called your deltoid, and the rear part of it, right, is right here. So we're targeting this. So as we're going through this, what I want you to do is to visualize this exercise. And if you can, right now, I want you to do this with me. And if you can't, come back to this video later on and do it so that you can feel it. And as you're doing this exercise, again, visualize. Take your mind, focus your attention right here in the rear delt. So then I'm going to grab the two 8-pound dumbbells. And then what I want you to do is, from here, you're going to bend forward with a flat back to try to get your belly onto your lap. And the idea here is you want to get your back so that what the mistake most people make is they kind of do the exercise from about right here. You need to get the exercise so that you are nearly parallel to the floor, or very close to that, okay? And then what you're going to do with your hands, you're going to take your hands, once you're rotated here, you're going to take your hands, you're going to rotate your thumb side down. And then as we go through the exercise, what I want you to do is I want you to try to stay in your good posture and just let the arm move. And I want you to let the arm move isolated from the shoulder blades squeezing back, okay? So again, the exercise looks something like this. Get your weights, get your posture set, you tighten up your belly, you bend forward, and then as you bend forward, what are you going to do? Get your body so that you're nearly parallel to the ground, and then the thumbs turn down, and you bring this to the outside. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a set here with you. If you have weights, do this with me right now. Again, you're trying to raise the arms, but without pinching up in the upper back. And you'd probably be better served to use a lighter weight than you think. I would recommend starting with about 5s and then moving up from there, trying to isolate that rear delt. Now the way you'll know if you're doing this right is after you do your set, you will feel the muscle here at the back of the shoulder working. The way that you'll know if you're doing it wrong, you'll feel the exercise up here in your traps. Maybe they're right at the bottom part of your neck, right here into the traps. Okay, you'll feel it there instead of the lower exercise. So again, just one more time to reiterate the great steps. Get yourself in a chair, get yourself in your nice posture with a nice flat back. You're gonna bend forward so that your back's nearly flat. You're gonna take your light dumbbells, preferably 5s to start with, to rotate your thumbs down, and then from there your arms will just hang to the floor, and then you bring them up. Try to stay isolated in the shoulders while your mind's focusing right here. And that's the first exercise that will help with rounded shoulder syndrome. So we don't want this, and we want this, okay? Now, I'm gonna move on to the second exercise here. The second exercise I have for you today is external rotation. And for this exercise, what you need is you need a band, and you need something to attach your band to. I just have it attached to our TRX machine here today, but you can literally attach it around anything that's solid. You can wrap this around. You can even take, if you have a band like this at home, you can take this part and close it into a door. Make sure your door is tightly closed, but then close this part into the door, close the door all the way so it latches, and then I even like to lock it if you're gonna use that method. And that way you just have something solid to pull against. But once you have a band, in terms of the strength of the band, you need about a light to middleweight band. You don't need a lot of resistance here. What we're targeting is the rotator cuff muscles, again at the back of the shoulder here. And for this exercise, we're gonna do what's called external rotation. And you start by getting yourself in good posture. And what good posture equals here is you're gonna tighten the front of the thighs, and then you're gonna tighten up your glutes all at the same time. So tighten the thighs, tighten the glutes. You're gonna tighten your belly by doing the elevator exercise that we did back in episodes, I think it was about 14 through 20, or 14 through 19. If you are unfamiliar with those elevator exercises, go back and rewatch those. It'll be two of these are, but it's slight. So you're gonna elevator to level 7. You're gonna hold that, so you're nice and tight here. So we have tight quads, tight glutes, tight belly. And then you're gonna take the chest bone, you're gonna raise it up. Okay, the chest bone goes up. And then once you're there, that's your good posture. You're gonna lock your elbow right into the midline of your body. So it's gonna stick right into the midline of your body. And you start with just a little bit of tension. And then you're gonna rotate the arm, keep the elbow stuck. You're not trying to let the arm does not come out like this. The elbow stays stuck into the ribs. And then you rotate just like this. And what you're gonna do for each of these is you're gonna do 3 sets of 12 to 15. Okay? And when I say 3 sets of 12 to 15, I want to explain a little bit further what I mean there. So when you get to 12 or 15, what you should experience, by the time you get to number 12, it should be all that you want to handle. So if you get to number 12, and you feel like, gosh, I could do this all day. It feels like really easy and it's not challenging you. What you need to do is either increase the strength of your band, or you need to move further away. That's the brilliance of these bands. Just by taking even a half a step, you can increase the resistance. Now, say if I get out here and I get to number 8 and it's too hard for me, I can just take a little step back and I can finish, so I can get to my rep range of about 12 to 15. Okay, so again, 12 to 15 repetitions, 3 rounds, separated by 60 seconds. So if we're gonna make a program out of what we just did, what we would do first, we would sit down, do our bent over rear delt raise. So again, it's flat back here. We're gonna do our set of 12 to 15, and the same goes for this one. If you get to 8 repetitions and your muscles are already tired, you can't do another one without using bad form, like swinging the arms, something like that, then you wanna lower your weight or even be done with that set because you already fatigued the muscle. But then next time you'll know that you want to lower the weight down a little bit so you can get to that rep range of about 12 to 15. 12 to 15 is the rep range that will help build the muscle the fastest into that rear part of the delt, okay? And then once you get done doing your set of bent over rear delt raises. You're then going to go over after 60 seconds. You'll do your external rotation. Of course, you want to do this on both sides. I'm just not showing you the other side so you don't have to stare at my backside. Okay? So that's those. So again, it's 3 rounds. First bent over rear delts, then the external rotation, okay? So that's one set of exercises that will help fix this rounded shoulder syndrome, okay? All right, so let's move on. The next thing then is I'm going to talk about, actually, well, that's going to be it. Let me do this. We're going to say goodbye first to our Altman Fitness public-facing page, and then we'll be moving over and just talking here to the Altman members only. And what we're going to be talking about over here to the Altman members, I'm going to be sharing with you the number one way, the number one thing that you must do every single day to lose weight, okay? The number one thing you must do every day to lose weight. That's coming up soon. And then I'm also going to be showing you something I do every single morning to help get me in the right mental frame so that I can carry on the things I need to do in my day. I'll be sharing with you here in a second. For you guys, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. And again, if you got any value out of this at all, I would like for you to like and share this episode, Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets, episode number 22. Also, if you've not made it into Altman Fitness before, I want to invite you in. What you'll see just above this video is that there's a link for 3 free afterburn workouts. So if you're out there right now and you're curious about what it is we do inside here, Altman Fitness, come and check us out for free and let us show you firsthand what that looks like, okay? Until next time, thank you so much. Love you for showing up, and I'll see you next week.